global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to Global Happenings to the YouTube channel. Right now as we speak, the federal government is compiling lists of those in their watch list, and one of the presidential candidates of the 2023 elections has been enlisted as one of them to be apprehended. And of course the federal government, the senator, senior speaking senator, and the one-time activist, I'm talking about Oshiomole, Senator Adams Oshiomole, has had very strong worded statement he made concerning this presidential aspirant or candidate that took place in 2023 and what they have in stock for them. We're going to find the full details on that. And of course, in another news, you're going to find out the number of over 1,000 Nigerians or protesters in the custody of our security agencies. We're going to find out full details on that and how it all happened. But before we go into the news proper, kindly subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button. Beside it, you see a bell notification icon. Please go ahead, click on it to get notified as soon as you update our channel on YouTube. Now, following the directive from the Office of the National Security Advisor (NSA) and heads of security agencies to the Nigerian Immigration Services (NIS) to arrest individuals suspected of sponsoring the #EndBadGovernance protest, a former presidential candidate, Omoyele Sowore, is reportedly among those expected to be apprehended. Now, the former presidential candidate of the African Action Congress (AAC), a prominent figure in the protest movement, has been vocal in his criticism of the government. Now, the protests, which began peacefully across the country, turned violent in some states, resulting in loss of life and property damage. In response, the NIS has deployed additional officers to borders, airport, and land entry points to prevent foreign intervention and apprehend suspects. A senior immigration officer revealed that Sowore and other suspects would be arrested upon arrival in Nigeria. We have been notified, and let me quote them word for word. So, we have been notified to pick them up and hand them over to the appropriate quarters and authorities. Now, the NIS has also intensified surveillance to prevent external interference in the country's internal affairs. A source within the agency confirmed Sowore's inclusion on the watch list. I can confirm to you that Sowore is definitely one of those on our watch list. I saw his name among those forwarded to immigration to arrest on arrival in the country, the source disclosed. Let me let you watch the video and see the moment where Adams Oshiomole, Senator Comrade Adams Oshiomole, has very strong words he got to say about Sowore. Let's watch him. We'll come back to find out the number of persons that are in the custody of the security agencies and why.
Command in the bar of the average Nigerian. Those people carry sticks in Kano. You know Sowore? Those people who I know Sowore as a defeated presidential candidate. And when you are defeated in election, you wait for the man who won, you give him time. Sowore should know. He had interviewed me in Washington, and I met with him. I like what he was doing. I think he became one of the most authoritative first online publisher, Sahara Reporters. What you get from Sahara Reporters, I often wonder, how does he get his information? In my view, he was at his best. But once he dragged himself into politics and contest election, he has become a politician. And if you discredit politicians, Rufai, as you often do, you can't pick and choose.
Congress Senator.
So Sowore cannot be seen as speaking. People will see him as still nursing the grievances, the pain of his defeat. So that is not the guy to speak for those people in Kano, for those who throw bomb in Maiduguri, for those who hijack vehicles in...
Now, according to Amnesty International, the global human rights organization has got this to say. He said that he has reported that over 1,000 Nigerians who participated in the nationwide protest against worsening hunger and misgovernance are currently being held in prison custody across the country. Now, according to their report, the organization criticized the administration of President Bola Tinubu for responding to the peaceful protests with a crackdown rather than addressing the economic issues that are exacerbating hunger and harming families. Now, according to Amnesty International, at least 632 protesters are being held in Kano State, while over 109 are being detained in Sokoto prison custody. Now, they also went further that the organization expressed concerns over the mass arrest and called for a more constructive approach to addressing protesters' grievances. In a statement shared on the social media handle, the organization wrote, instead of addressing people's concern on the economy, the Nigerian authorities embarked on crackdown. So far, over 1,000 people have been remanded over the protest against hunger. At least 632 protesters have been remanded in Kano, while over 109 were remanded in Sokoto prison. Whoa, this is getting interesting. Okay, but let's look at what the person of Adams Oshiomole has got to say about Moyele Sowore. He said very lovely things about Moyele Sowore way back then. When he knew him, he was a very immaculate, accurate, and vibrant reporter whose platform Sowore Reporters made waves in his days and time. He said, but in as much as he moved from being an activist to a journalist to a politician, he's now a politician that he has no right whatsoever to begin to instigate the people to protest, because of course he needs to give the government about some level of time to begin to show, or else what he's doing is on the level of politics, not really on the level of activism. Saying, according to him, he said Moyele was more like a failure when it comes to the issue of politics, but when it comes to the issue of reporting, he's an excellent dude. My colleague is in the house. What's her take on all of this? Sowore been in the watch list. Remember, Sowore is not even in the country yet, okay, and they're already putting him on arrival list, a watch list in case he enters the country. And what's your take on all of this?
All right, the issue on ground is quite interesting, I must say, considering what Oshiomole had said. Oshiomole being a part of the ruling class, being a senator, a former governor of a state, I didn't expect anything less from him, considering Sowore. One of the things that pitch you against politicians is when you are also a politician and you're trying to play hanky-panky using the media. They feel that it's opposition trying to fight back and all of that. You see the way he ridiculed him, a kind of ridicule his political career, that all what he knows about him is actually that he's a failed presidential candidate of AA. So whatever he says to him is nothing. It's only a way of trying to fight back. But be that as it may, the issue of the protests that took place in Nigeria cannot be downplayed. It's very factual, and listening to him say some of the things he said, for me, it clearly shows some high level of insensitivity, whether we like it or yes. We don't need anybody to front any protest in Nigeria. As much as we all support, peaceful protests, but you don't need to say it needs to be calculated, it needs to be, people are hungry. As far as I'm concerned, Oshiomole is not a better citizen than any other Nigerian citizen. He is just a privileged personality who had been given a platform to, act in the space of a chief servant, which they feel it's not what they are doing, but actually that's who they are. But they are not serving as we expect them to serve. You understand? Oshiomole is a well-known politician. Apart from being a politician, we know he's also an activist, and whatever he's saying right now is not out of place. We've heard that he's going to be arrested because of maybe some sensitive statement he has made, but let's be factual. Go and check out his page, Oshiomole's page. You will notice something. Nobody highly esteemed him as somebody who is fronting the protest. The protest was not.
That's a Sowore's page.
Sowore's page. He is not the person that is fronting anything. What we know is that Nigerians are hungry, and Nigerians had to react the way they did. Why? Because it is their legitimate right, to step out there and prove how hungry they are. And exactly that was what they do. Talking down on Oshiomole and all of does not change that fact that this administration seems to be very insensitive to the needs of Nigeria. It could be the president is doing all in his best, because thus far the number of money he has released into the system is much. You understand?
People should be feeling it.
Yeah, people should be feeling it.
Well,
So the problem. So I personally also feel that the president can go an extra mile as much as you are taking the responsibility. But let the people understand. This is what I have done. Have you enjoyed? I want you people. I want a feedback from you people. You understand? You've got to behave that way just to prove yourself. I want a feedback from you guys. I've released 500 and something billion naira to governors. I have released this and this and this and this. I want a feedback, and send that feedback to maybe Ngelali. Let him report back to me, or send it via this particular minister. I want a feedback. How many people have received this? You can make it in local government, local government by local in each of the states. I want to get to hear what this is, what I'm doing that is impacting on you people. That is what we wanted to hear. But coming back to rehearse how much achievement. No, the people are not talking about achievement. They are talking about Oga. We've not feel anything you are doing. So maybe you are putting it in the wrong pocket and it's leaking somewhere. Nigerians want to feel, and I think that was the reason why Sowore and the rest, had to talk about the issue of bad governance protests, and then it rolled out. But guess what? They were not the frontiers. Look at all the Nigerians who were out, especially in Lagos State, in Port Harcourt, and in other cities, apart from the northern part, which we see high level of youths there. But in this other side, you will see that these guys are genuinely hungry. Imagine the man who came out and told Nigerians that his son is a program. He doesn't even have enough money to buy data for the child. Another one came out and said he has 3 sons in the university. He can't even pay their fees. Women came out and talk about it. Men came out. We saw a woman who came out with pots, empty pot. This thing is real. If you doubt it, go into the market and see it. Begin to count it. How are people surviving with as little as 50,000 naira when the prices of things have escalated? And then you can know how to respond to Nigeria. So for me, it's not a problem. You understand?
All right, that's we're going to wrap it up. Let's meet in our conversation. What's your take?
Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news.